Hi, and welcome back to another episode on How to Hack. So today we'll be discussing on using Windows operating system to actually detect all the network devices within a environment. And there's a lot of commands that are out of box within a Windows operating system that you could actually use to actually find out all of these devices, whether they're printers, whether they're operating systems, their access points, network devices, and so on. You'll be able to look out for all these devices and then plan other kind of potential exploits, vulnerability scanning across all these IP addresses. So without further ado, let us get started on today's tutorial. So over here I have a Windows 10 running, and you can actually go into the Start program and enter CMD. So CMD would stand for Command Prompt. And once you got Command Prompt running, all you got to do is actually go into Properties. You can actually zoom in a little so it's easier for you to see. So actually use the font size of 32, and here we can see we are on the directory of C uses Yang. So the first thing that you can do is actually enter ipconfig, so whether you're connected into any kind of network. In this case, we got a wireless LAN adapter called Wi-Fi Pineapple, and we got an IPv4 address of 192.168.1.10, and we got a subnet mask of 255.255.255.0. So what this means is that all the IP address coming from 192.168.1.1 all the way to 254 are all IP addresses within the subnetwork. So the first thing that you can do in terms of looking at this is what are the devices within the environment that you can scan for using Windows default commands. So the first thing you want to look at is to actually look at ARP. So when you enter ARP, which stands for Address Resolution Protocol, it would actually give you a table of all the commands and parameters that you can actually enter as part of ARP command. So what we can do is we can actually look at -A, which is the current ARP entries, by interrogating the current protocol data. And because -G, -V displays ARP entries in verbose mode. And also we got -D and many other capabilities. So the first thing we can look at is ARP-A. So when we enter ARP-A, we can actually see all the interface information like the physical address, the static type. So here we can see 192.168.19.1.189.1. .1.10, and over here we can actually see IP address like .1.3, 254, 255, and so on. So a lot of other information that will list out all the IP addresses within the network environment. And of course, moving forward, there are also other capabilities that we can look at. So in terms of the looking of the network, we can also enter netview/all. So when you enter netview/all, this would actually list out all the connected devices within a net view. So this could take a while for the command to actually run through in the environment, in the network environment, before we get a listing coming back. So here we can see that we have a server name of //pc, and we see that the command has been completed successfully. So what we can do is we can actually open up VirtualBox, for example, and in VirtualBox we can actually open up a couple more computers. So this would actually give us a better understanding or idea about what's going on in the environment. And when we do all this kind of looking up, like the address resolution protocol, or using netview/all, we can see new machines coming into the environment. So in this case, when I go to machine settings and when I go into network, I can see that we're using breach adapter. So this would actually open up a new IP address. We're in, we can actually see whether we are connected into the network. So here we can see there is an internet access. And once we get that, we can actually go back into command prompt of the host PC, and we can actually, again, enter ARP-A. So if the ARP entry has been placed in, so we can actually go into CMD, and we can actually enter ipconfig as well. So we can see that we have the IP address of 192.168.1.13. And over here, we can see we have a new entry of IP address 192.168.1.13. And likewise, if we enter netview/all, we are going to see an additional computer coming up. And here we can see we have //desktop. So again, wherever you're connected to, we'll be able to list out all the computers within the network using some of these commands coming from Windows operating system.